What's going on, YouTube? So, since upon further inspection, I found out that the carburetor inside of the Raptor were Chinese carbs, so can't really work with those. I don't want to jet them. I don't want to spend the time on them. So I had this cool idea. I grabbed this piece out of a Grizzly 660. I have to go something like this. It's kind of angled up, so. But what I'm gonna do is I want to put this plate on it. So what I'd like to do is have that plate there, then have this welded right here. I know it has a big gap right there and one over here, but I had to cut the bolt holes. So I want to put that there and run one single carb on it. So let's see if it'll work. So this is basically how it'll look on there. I'm pretty sure my boy Kyle could fix that gap right there. Then I'll just have to port match it, throw it on there. So here's a bit of an update on the intake. I got this ported out pretty much. I kind of want to fill this in with some weld and then keep porting it, but since I don't weld aluminum, I'd have to take it somewhere. I also got this side ported quite a bit. The holes don't match since I had to flip-flop it so the carb could sit straight. So basically right here's all set up. It was the dual carb. These are Chinese carburetors. They were no good. Yeah, these things, the bike ran, but it wouldn't idle, so yeah, they were terrible. So this is the new setup right here. This is a 2-to-1 adapter. The 2-to-1 adapters from a Grizzly. Then they got welded to a Raptor 660 spacer. I ported it out. I flipped the holes, so basically this big one is on this side on the inside, and the small one is on this side on the inside. That's why this spacing looks like that. And then this grommet was a pain in the ass to get in here, and then it just goes to the FCR, and it's pretty beefy. So yeah, basically this is the. So basically this is how it's gonna be mounted right here. But it's touching right there on top of the starter. I try to put one bolt in it. I'll see if it works. If it doesn't, I'll switch it back, but it doesn't sit flush right in there. I don't know if you can see it right around like in here. It doesn't sit flush, so either I'm gonna build a spacer for it, or I'm just gonna have to put another one of those aluminum spacers to put it further away from that starter. Kind of annoying, but that's what happens when you deal with custom shit. Well, yeah, it's looking pretty good. But yeah, that's where it's touching right there. Alright, so this is where we are with it. Single carburetor. Probably gonna make a bracket to hold the carburetor in. That way it doesn't bounce out. Oh shit, I shut the carburetor. It backfired the carburetor right off. But here we got the carburetor back on. We tightened it. As you can see, it just starts right up. The main issue we're having is this hose that we're using is hosing right up and the carburetor is bouncing everywhere. I eventually built a bracket for it using a piece of metal. I just put a screw to it and then a screw to the carburetor and it holds fine. With the harder hose, it did help. Here's me picking up the tubing. This is like coolant tubing, but it's used for turbo manifolds and stuff like that. It's some real strong tubing compared to what I had before. So what's going on, YouTube? Basically, I'm working on getting everything back off of the 660. We do have to replace this boot back here. It's just too flimsy, honestly. And then we're gonna try to replace it with this one right here. This is the one that's used for like turbos and shit like that. Turbo hosing and stuff like that. Should be a little bit stronger. So let's see how we're looking. Just gotta take these plastics off, take the gas tank off. I already took the seat off and I started a little bit, just wanted to record. Alright, we'll see how we get this going. Alright, so here's the bike. I just put that boot, I threw a new battery in there. See the new battery right there. Then we put that boot on there. See if she runs better with that. I kind of drove it up here, so she runs. I haven't driven it yet. Just rinsed her off a little bit. She looks good wet, but once it dries up, you see how bad the plastics are, how badly scratched and sun faded. But she's fun. She moves definitely. I can't figure out the reverse yet. I don't know how it works, and she's having a hard time going on neutral while she's running. But once I turn it off, she goes right into neutral. So I have to look up whatever that means. But she's clean. She's pretty nice. I paid $1,000 for this thing. Put a $170 FCR carburetor. Made my own intake with that boot. She's pretty clean, you know. Might have to do some jetting on the carburetor. I don't know yet. I put it on this brick in a piece of wood because I was checking this tire and this tire is pretty much gone. Also the fucking brakes. It seems like the brakes are twisted or something. I don't know if you can see that caliper moving, but it'll do it when it's on. But this tire is real bad. Yeah, it has a bump right here. But let's look at this carburetor. So that boot is on there. As you saw, I'm gonna put some clips of it running. This doesn't bend anymore, but the issue that I'm having is there's a thing in there that shoots gas into your engine, and it shoots only a little bit, and I don't think it's getting all the way back, so I'll have to pump it. I think it's just pretty cold. And the exhaust. Yeah, so she's pretty cold. Usually what I just do is I'll come here and just pump it a couple times, hit the switch. Raptor. If you're having issues with Chinese carburetors, so you bought a bike with Chinese carburetors and you want to switch them, just throw in a single carburetor. You have a lot of fun. Basically, that's it. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.